It is claimed that a massive, forgotten superpower, known as Tartaria, once shared a deep, unspoken bond with the ancient lands of Iran. This theory suggests that the history we know is only a fragment of a much larger, unified global story. Some researchers argue that the borders of Tartaria were never truly fixed, stretching their influence far into the Persian plateau to create a cultural bridge between the steppes and the Silk Road. This claim challenges the traditional narrative of isolated empires. The breathtaking architecture of Iran is often cited by theorists who believe that the intricate tilework and massive domes were actually part of a global Tartaria energy grid. They claim these structures served functions far beyond simple aesthetics. A popular theory suggests that the minarets found throughout Iran were not originally intended for the call to prayer, but functioned as atmospheric energy collectors designed by Tartaria engineers. Proponents claim this allowed for a world of free, wireless power. Evidence of the mud flood is claimed to be visible in the half-buried windows of historic Iranian cities. It is theorized that a cataclysmic event wiped the Tartaria infrastructure from the face of the earth, leaving only the tops of buildings visible. Ancient European maps often labeled the regions bordering Persia as Grand Tartaria, leading some to claim that this was a political reality systematically erased by 19th-century historians. They argue that a sovereign giant has been turned into a mere geographic term. It is claimed that the star forts found in Iran were part of a sophisticated defense and resonance system built by the Tartaria civilization. Theorists suggest these were not for gunpowder warfare, but for managing the Earth's natural frequencies. Some revisionist claims suggest that the Silk Road was not a primitive path for camels, but a highly advanced logistical network maintained by the Tartaria-Persian alliance. This network is said to have connected the East and West with incredible efficiency. The legendary alchemy of Persia is claimed by some to be the remnants of Tartaria high science. It is theorized that magic was simply advanced technology used to manipulate matter and energy in ways we no longer understand. The acoustic perfection of the music room in Ali Kapu Palace is claimed to be a masterclass in Tartaria sound technology. Theorists suggest these rooms were used for frequency healing rather than just royal entertainment. Some fringe claims propose that the massive ruins of Persepolis were actually built for a race of giants who ruled the Tartaria Empire. The scale of the stones, they argue, defies the capabilities of primitive human labor. The Great Wall of Gorgan in northern Iran is claimed by some to be a boundary marker between the Persian sphere and the central Tartaria heartland. They suggest its massive length served a purpose far more complex than simple border control. It is theorized that the Paradise Gardens of Iran were originally designed as self-sustaining ecosystems by Tartaria botanists. These gardens are claimed to have utilized hidden hydraulic systems that functioned without external pumps. The term Aryan is claimed by some to represent the high-tech ruling caste of the Tartaria civilization that migrated into the Iranian highlands. This theory suggests a common ancestral origin for the technology found in both regions. Some theorists claim that Cyrus the Great was a prominent leader within the Tartaria Confederation. They argue his Cylinder of Human Rights was actually a constitutional document for a much larger, multi-ethnic empire. The complex patterns in Persian rugs are claimed to be cymatic blueprints, visual representations of sound frequencies used by Tartaria to record scientific and spiritual data. It is claimed that a secret global war occurred in the 1800s to dismantle the Tartaria influence in the Middle East. This hidden conflict supposedly resulted in the systematic burning of shared Persian and Tartarian archives. Theorists argue that the destruction of the House of Wisdom and other great libraries was a deliberate attempt to hide the advanced Tartaria roots of Islamic science. They claim the Golden Age was actually a period of Tartarian partnership. It is claimed that the distinct artistic style of the Safavid era was actually a regional variation of a global Tartaria aesthetic. This theory suggests that Old World beauty was a standardized science across the globe. Some claim that the Victorian-era reset involved rewriting Persian history to remove any mention of the Tartaria superpower. This was allegedly done to create a narrative of Western technological superiority. Rumors of vast underground tunnels beneath Tehran lead some to claim they are remnants of a Tartaria subterranean transport system. These tunnels are theorized to have connected major hubs of the ancient world. From an aerial perspective, many ruins in the Iranian desert are claimed to resemble modern circuit boards. Theorists suggest these layouts were designed by Tartaria to interface with the Earth's electromagnetic field. The simurgh, a mythical bird in Persian lore, is claimed by some to be a symbol of the phoenix cycle, the periodic destruction and rebirth of the Tartaria world order. It is theorized that several hundred years were added to the calendar to make the Tartaria collapse seem like a distant memory. Some claim this phantom time hides the fact that the empire fell much more recently. The transition from the Qajar dynasty to modern Iran is claimed by some to be the final step in erasing the Tartaria influence. They argue that foreign interests worked to modernize Iran while burying its true history. Some claim that Iran served as the southern anchor of a massive magnetic energy grid controlled from the Tartaria capital in the north. This grid is theorized to have provided wireless energy to millions. The eternal flames of Zoroastrian temples are claimed by some to be ancient plasma technology. Theorists argue this was a form of cold fire developed within the Tartaria scientific tradition. The yakhchuls, or Persian ice houses, are claimed to be engineering marvels that utilize Tartaria thermal principles. Some suggest these structures could create ice in the desert through frequency manipulation. It is claimed that ancient highways once connected the Persian Gulf directly to the Tartaria heartland in Siberia. These roads are theorized to have been paved with materials that allowed for rapid transport. Certain figures in Persian miniatures are claimed to be wearing lost technology. Theorists argue these paintings depict Tartaria emissaries sharing technical knowledge with the Persian court. The language of the birds in Sufi mysticism is claimed by some to be a metaphor for a lost Tartaria frequency-based communication system. It is theorized that this allowed for instant data transfer. Some claim that the global shift to petroleum energy was a plot to suppress the free energy systems of Tartaria that were once prominent in the Baku Persian region. The discovery of the salt men in Iran is claimed by some to be proof of the Tartaria demographic. They argue the clothing and physical traits of these mummies match descriptions of the Tartarian people. The Mirage Observatory is claimed to have been more than just a place to watch stars. Theorists suggest it was a Tartaria command center for monitoring the Earth's atmospheric energy levels. The Great Game between Britain and Russia is claimed to be a cover story for the hunt for Tartaria technology in the Iranian desert. They argue that the empires were competing to loot ancient artifacts. Thousands of abandoned ruins in the Iranian wilderness are claimed to be ghost cities of the Tartaria era. It is theorized these cities were depopulated during a global reset event. It is claimed that modern interest in these theories is an awakening of the collective memory regarding the Tartaria-Iran connection. Proponents believe the truth is finally bubbling to the surface. The artistic brilliance of Persian craftsmanship is claimed by some to be a genetic download from Tartaria ancestors. They argue that this mastery of geometry and form is an inherited skill. As old photographs of Iran from the 19th century surface, some claim they show a world that looks identical to the Tartaria Old World found in Russia and America. This suggests a unified global culture. We are told that we live in the most advanced age, but the Tartaria theory claims we are merely living in the ruins of a much greater past. This final claim invites us to look at Iran's history with entirely new eyes. If these secrets intrigued you, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to join us on this mysterious journey. See you in the next one.